So I just bought my second SOLAREYE solar Wi-Fi trail camera. I'm gonna get her opened up here. I have not opened this one yet, but I bought one about a week ago, and so far I'm liking it enough that I bought a second one. That's the actual camera. That's the solar panel. It comes with 2 sets of mounting hardware. Cable for charging if you need to charge it in your house, and more mounting hardware. And it has a little strap for strapping the camera to a tree, or you can use the mounting plate and screw it right onto a tree if you want to do it that way, or a post or whatever. And that's all that's in the box. Slide that out. The camera itself has all these little covers on the infrareds and the camera, the lens, and yeah, and they're a pain to get off. Some of them peel right off super easy. Some of them are just a pain. This was the most frustrating part of the whole setup process, was peeling these off. Okay, I got all those stupid little tabs off, and when you open it up, there's another one inside. Peel that one off. Pretty simple snap design. Supposedly water weatherproof. Sure, it'll survive a rainstorm. I'm not going to put it underwater. It comes with a 32 gig micro SD card already inserted. Underneath you have off, test, on, menu, replay, shot, okay, up, down, left, right. The solar panel has a cable already attached to it. And once you get the camera mounted, that cable actually plugs in right down here underneath, and it charges the batteries up in here. This top portion has no batteries. This bottom portion has batteries in it that are rechargeable with that solar panel. Now I'm going to probably only use one set of mounting hardware and not even the whole set. Once I have it assembled, it'll go on here with the solar panel, and I'll probably screw that into a tree. So I'm going to get it out here and get it mounted and show you. So I have it mounted here on just this little tree. And I wrapped the cord around the tree for the solar panel so that it wouldn't just flop around there. I'm gonna get this kicked on to test. And I'm gonna get the settings switched up to how I want them here. Okay, so I have the settings how I want them. You can see there's a little lightning bolt like right there that indicates that it's charging with the solar panel. That temperature is actually accurate. It is 91 degrees right now. It is incredibly warm and nasty out. I'm going to turn this on down here at the bottom, just boop, like that. It tells me motion detection. I actually have it on video, 45 seconds per video. I've got 7 seconds to get this closed and out of the way. And you can see, hopefully, there's a little blinky red light right there while it's counting down. And what am I trying to record? I have a water hole that I put in. And I have a hunting blind back there. And I want to see if the deer are actually using this. It's 91 degrees out. I can't imagine deer are not using this water hole. But I want to see. I don't know. I look around, I don't see deer tracks. What I do see is gobs of poison ivy. So yeah, I'm going to leave it out here for about a week. And then I'll come back, add it to this video, and we will see what's happening. Okay, I am going to get the video chip out of here, the little micro SD card. down here. I have one of these little doodads that takes a regular SD or a micro SD, and I'm going to use that to transfer whatever videos I have onto my cell phone so I can view them. So I had a total of 175 45-second videos on this trail cam, and that was only for about 6 days of recording, and a lot of the video were of deer. Some of them were just because it was really windy days and the wind was blowing all the trees in the background, and the tree was actually blowing so much that I had the trail cam on that the trail cam was catching that movement and recording. So a little bit of setting changes that I can do there, but this is one of only a handful of videos where the deer was actually drinking from the pond that I put in for them. Most of the videos were not of that, and these are not in any specific order. I just kind of threw them together. It was really painful because I actually could load the images onto my phone just fine, and then my editing app wouldn't open them. I could only open these from my gallery that's already on my Android, and then I could edit and save them in the gallery, and after I edited them in the gallery, I could open it up with my video editing app. It was not the normal process that I go through with my other brands of trail cams. So I threw in a little bit of variety of video here just to kind of get the point. You can see this is the infrareds working at night. The deer come up nice and bright. So do the weeds up in front of the trail cam. I actually am going to go out there and knock some of them back down so I can see out farther. Anything that sticks up that blocks the infrareds from getting out there is also going to distort the actual video that I want. You can see way off in the background on the night vision videos that the trees way out there, they're probably 50 feet away. Those actually are reflecting some of the infrared back as well. So the infrareds on this trail cam actually get a really good range. Here's another night vision. Probably 20 feet away is that pond, and you can see the deer out there, but I'd imagine it'd show up better if some of these weeds were knocked down. Again, they're blocking some of the infrareds from getting out. That tree up in the air actually shows up a little bit better than the rest of the stuff that's out in front of it, just because of the way the infrareds are getting blocked by the weeds there. Here we have a little fawn. Mostly threw it in just because it's cute, but it also gives you an idea of smaller objects out here. It's definitely bigger than what you'd expect a raccoon or something to be, but it's still small. You can see the spots on it, so it has pretty good daytime detail. It's a little bit windy. You can see the brush moving around a little bit, the leaves flapping around in the background. Just gives you a good idea of how well this records movement. This is one of the video clips of the trail cam just recording because it's so windy. So you can see a little bit there, the tree that the trail cam is on is shaking, but look at all the movement in the background. It's a super windy day out here. Also, you can see some pretty good detail in that dragonfly that's buzzing around right there. So it's not a bad image at all, considering all the movement going on this trail cam. Here we have a 9:30 at night, actually closer to 9:40 at night. It's just getting dark, but it's not dark enough for the infrareds to kick in. That's why I left this one in here. It looked like a firefly just lit up there at the front left corner. Maybe a couple fireflies lighting up. We have a doe eating on the grass. Like I said, there's a bunch of poison ivy out here. Another firefly. But there's also grasses growing up. I actually rototilled the area around where this pond was at, and there's a bunch of grasses growing up, and even some buckwheat and random stuff that I did not plant out here. Another video of it just being windy as heck, and you can see the whole tree is just swaying back and forth right here. The grasses, and I think this is set at medium sensitivity. I might end up changing this to the lowest sensitivity setting that there is, just to prevent this from happening, because despite the way it looks, this is a pretty open area and it gets a lot of wind. There's trees there in the background, but it's just open field behind me. So if that tree and all that movement's going to set this off quite a few times, I definitely will probably change the settings. You can also see in the videos, all of these videos, on the bottom left, I don't have any AA batteries in here, but you can see it's charging or it's not charging based on the lightning bolt and the time of day. And it also shows you that the batteries were fully charged and during the time of the video are also fully charged. We have a nice little buck here in velvet. I believe it's a small 8-point. There's a drastically larger 8-point running around out here that I'm hoping grows into a 10 or 12 yet, but we're running out of time for that. I have not gotten him on the new trail cam yet, but I do have him on some of my older trail cams, and I'm looking forward to him hopefully wandering close to my stand come mid-October. I threw in a couple different clips of this buck just because it's fun to see bucks when you're out here and getting them on your trail cam. Pretty much the same image the whole time. It is 9:30 at night on the 7th. It's not windy at all, and he's not going to the water hole at all. None of these deer hardly at all actually do, just a couple, but it's still fun to see the bucks out here. Here is a early morning kind of foggy image. It's actually a foggy morning here. It is 6:37 in the morning. The temp dropped down to 57 degrees, and right through the fog you can actually see that there's a doe out there. You can tell it's not a buck, but it is a blurry image because of the fog, which you would expect. I can't blame the trail cam for that at all. You can see though, even with this fog at 6:37 in the morning, the solar charger is actually charging on and off. I'm going to guess that it depends on the cloud cover at the time, but you can see in the bottom left corner there's a lightning bolt, and then the lightning bolt goes away, and then the lightning bolt comes back based on the charge. There we go, now it's gone. Here we are again with another buck and another doe. It's 7:04 of the same morning, and he's closer to that water hole, but he doesn't really go up and drink out of it. It's still foggy. You can see some sunlight starting to hit the trees back there. Just needs to get to the point that that lens clears off. Here we have another more clear image coming up, and this is a nice video of a doe just walking through. Same day, but now we're up to 6 o'clock at night instead of in the morning. Another nice little fawn, good spot detail on her. Clearly it's cloudy out. We're up to 8 o'clock at night, and I'm not charging at all with the solar panel on here, so it must be a cloudy day. I was not home for this entire time span, so I'm not sure what the weather did here, but it is evidently cloudy. There's no sun in the background, and the solar charger isn't working, so that's a pretty good indicator of the weather. You can also see it's 75 degrees out, and the battery is fully charged even though it's not currently charging. Here we have another small deer. It's up there by the pond, but they're just eating the fresh grass that's growing around it. They're more interested in that fresh food source than anything right now. I had a much smaller water hole there. It was only like 80 gallons, and I swapped it out for one that's 125 gallons, I believe. And so far I've not had to refill it. Maybe it's because they're not using it. They were using the other one regularly to the point that I was always out there refilling it. Maybe the newer one still is too new and it startles them. I'm not sure. Here we have a fawn and a mother. They're probably 30 feet out, maybe a little bit farther, but you can tell what they are, but it's not that crisp, clear, right up front image for sure. You can definitely tell that it's a fawn and a doe. And there's a little firefly on the bottom of the screen. Here we have a nice little buck still in velvet. It looks like it's a little 5-point. Getting up close and personal to the camera. This is early in the morning, 6:19 in the morning, so that's why it looks a little foggy and clouded over outside. Just barely getting daylight. Clearly the charger isn't charging yet. The sun isn't up enough. He needs another 3 years on him before he'll be a taker. Another even smaller buck, maybe a 3? Nope, it's split on both sides. We got a little 4-point buck that walked in just after that little 5 took off. These are the first bucks that I've been getting on trail camera so far this summer season. Here we have an awkward looking deer. I don't know what's going on with this coloration. If you know what's going on there, please comment, let me know. I've never seen a deer like that before. Followed up by a cute little fawn just trotting through. Tons of little spots on it. Perfectly camouflaged because of those little spots. And it looks like maybe this deer is finally drinking out of my water hole. I'm not sure, but so far I'm happy with the camera.